Welcome back to RPG Alliance Convention's Game Master Profile Series, and I'm here with John Richert. Got it right. And John's going to be running D&D 5e at our convention. We're here at the beautiful Titan's Vault gaming store in Northwest Calgary, here for all your Magic the Gathering needs. John, you've been a game master, a dungeon master for years and years and years. Tell us a little bit how you came into the hobby.
Well, I started like when I was a kid. Older brother bought the game, killed my character ruthlessly, and then I basically like moved around a lot to small town, and I found it was actually a really good way to make friends when you're a kid and you're new. It's really hard to break the ice or whatever, and so I brought it to like from everywhere from BC to Cape Breton, just basically playing from small town to small town and stuff like that, introducing it to everybody. And I never really had a problem with, because back in those days it was the era of the satanic panic, and there was a lot of that going on, and my mom never seemed to care, and I never really had the whole outcast thing because you're a nerd and you play Dungeons and Dragons things. And I was this size when I was 15, so nobody bothered. They're just, And I just basically kept doing that, and then when I graduated high school, I joined the Army, and I'm like, well, I'm never playing that again because I'm doing real things. Nope. I was in Yugoslavia, and I told my buddy who I played D&D with, I'm like, man, I wish we brought our books because the downtime's boring. And one of the militia guys was like, these books? And I'm like, and we played a 6-month-long campaign in Yugoslavia, like during downtime, like when we're not out on patrol and stuff like that. And that was pretty fun. And I just kept on. I've run like first edition Vampire, first edition Shadowrun, and it was all introducing people who'd never played before, who kind of broke the mold as to people that you would expect to play. Like one guy was an underwear model for, I think.
What?
Yeah, like he was a pretty boy from from hell, and we didn't have any money to go out drinking, and he's like, I'm bored. I'm like, you want to play Shadowrun? What's that?
Roll your dice, chummer. Hey, so John, you are active in a group that you and I are some of the founders of, the LGBTQ+Allies D&D Meetup group in Calgary. Now, you've been running your campaign Cursed Blood, but there's a big history behind Cursed Blood, isn't there?
I basically kind of started with a kind of combination of Keep on the Borderlands, which was like one of the original ones. Lost Mines of Foundelver influenced it, and a lot of other modules and whatever. I steal from everything. I buy every module I can, and I'll steal from it and put it into my game and stuff like that. And it kind of started out with an idea that I saw on a YouTube video where somebody basically said, oh, be careful of the Hadron Collider because it might open a portal to another dimension. And I'm like, what if it did? And so the idea was that the really basic premise was that the gods threw an evil god, well, a primordial evil god, into this realm. The comet that killed off the dinosaurs was actually his body, right? Wow. And all that's left is his spirit, right? And so he's been just kind of churning around this earth for thousands upon thousands of years until he found one person, which was like a female slave, or during the like pre-biblical era Middle East, who actually had the ability to use magic. And the reason the gods put him here was because there was no magic.
Right.
And so he started basically kind of seducing her and joined with her. So she has like this split personality, male and female, and she's constantly, fighting with him. And through the years, they basically pushed science to the point where it could actually break open into a dimension where there was magic again and become powerful again. But instead, all the gods knew this was happening, sent avatars, there was a big war, everybody died. And so now the remains is a post-apocalyptic fantasy world where there's these constant threats of these things, the remnants of the avatars that the god sent, and this being, Thersdon, who's a popular character from D&D mythology. And he's trying to basically get a body or break out or whatever, and all the characters are just kind of like caught up in the middle of it.
Now, I've been to a couple of your games. You've let me guest star and had a lot of fun with it. But what I think is really unique about your particular group that you're running now is that it's dominated by female players. How did that happen?
I have no fucking idea. It's not like I put anything out there specifically to, get female gamers to come to the game or anything like that. Maybe I don't, like talk to them like a gatekeeper or something like that or anything. I was raised by a single mom pretty much, and she never, like the lessons that she taught me, that hate was stupid and talking, down to people is just a horrible thing to do, and a lot of that basically kind of formed who I am now, and I really appreciate this community because it'll just let me be myself and put things out there, and then people go, oh, that's cool, and I'm like, really? Because the players I had before, they never said it was cool. They never made art. A lot of the people in my group, they make art for the game, and they like I had a couple of maps made for me and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I couldn't get guys to chip in on pizza. I don't.
So for the RPG Alliance convention this year, you were our first Dungeons & Dragons game master last year that signed on, and again, very grateful. You had a fun time with that first year setup. Tell us about your second year setup and what the premise is for what you're going to present.
Well, last year, Grimforge gave me a bunch of cool terrain and stuff like that, and that was awesome. But I wanted to do something a little more me and a little more, like a little more crafty. So I made a special thanks to I believe it's called the Dungeon Craft channel.
DM Scotty?
No.
Or a different guy?
Different guy.
Okay.
Professor Dungeon Master.
Okay.
And he actually, he made this thing called Ultimate Dungeon Training.
Okay.
Basically expressed how you really don't need all these things. If you want to do things quickly or whatever, you can just need he was talking about the 1960s Batman show.
Right.
In the third season, if you watch an episode, you realize there's no walls.
Oh. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, there's no walls, there's just stairs and little, props and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to make terrain like that, and I'm also going to make a castle, or at least the front of a castle. And the idea is the culmination of an arc of my campaign, because the way I see these one-shots, they got to be like the last scene of a movie. Mm-hmm. And so what I want is basically they have to stop the summoning of Thersdon. They're 10th level characters. I'm gonna
10th level?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I want something epic.
So John, this year we're gonna do a charity initiative to give back to the community that's given so much to us, and we've chosen one of your favorite charities. Do you want to talk about that charity?
Yeah, the Veterans Food Bank. I think it's helped me right through tough times, and it's helped a lot of veterans, and I think that it'll be good to maybe let them know that they're not forgotten.
John, I want to thank you for your service to our country as a member of the Armed Forces, and to our D&D Meetup community. You've been running your game for over a year, on getting on to 2 years, and so many people have played in your game and enjoyed it. And I don't think the meetup could have continued without your support, and without every time I ask for volunteers, you're always there. So thank you for your service to us as well.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm a game slut. I'll do whatever I can to get something going down. So
you can see that John and I are twinsies today. We're both wearing our Dickens Pub Gamer Sunday t-shirts, and that's our venue for this year and last year. Dickens Pub. It's downtown Calgary. It's going to be October 20th. And if you want to come and get tickets, just go to tabletopevents.ca and look up RPG Alliance Con. There you can get your player badge, and your player badge entitles you to a ticket at a game for our morning program, which is 4 hours long, and our afternoon program, which is also 4 hours long. So for the price of one badge, you get 2 games and basically 10.5 hours of gaming. We've got 9 different vendors. We've got lots of door prizes from publishers. It's going to be a really fun event, and it's a great place to meet, greet, network with other gamers in our community. I want to thank John. I want to thank Dickens Pub. I want to thank Titans Vault. And we'll see you at the con.